Hello, everybody. Night and does. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing just fine. I'm tickety boo. How about you? Some of my subscribers and friends were asking what I thought of Robert Kennedy Jr. About to find out. Now, RFK Kennedy Jr. isn't even liked by 99% of his own immediate family. They all come forward and said, please do not vote for this man. He's crazy, basically. His father was a good man. He served on many committees, including the Senate Subcommittee on Investigations, chaired by Senator Joe McCarthy. Yeah, in 1953, before I was born. And in good conscience, he resigned from that committee in less than 6 months and went to become chief counsel on the subcommittee for the Democratic minority, and he wrote a report on the controversial tactics used by Joe McCarthy and his communist scare crap. And when JFK was assassinated, I was 8 years old. I was homesick from school, and my mom and I were watching the Walter Cronkite coverage on the news. And I remember that because normally she would have been watching her soap operas, Secret Storm and The Guiding Light. Just saying, back in the day. But yeah, it had to be important for them to cut through all the other programming. So I remember watching that. I watched everything. I was 8. I think he is got to be proof that dignity in politics skipped a generation. Just saying. Some of the stuff he's coming out with. Robert Kennedy Jr. is an anti-vaxxer, a liar, and a gaslighter. He spews patently false information, and when asked about it, he flat out says, "Oh, I didn't say that." Yeah, you did. You're not a 3-year-old that got caught stealing a cookie. You're just not. He had the gall to say that Joe Biden was a bigger threat to democracy than the mango moose knuckle. Seriously? Now, me and the rest of the free world have proof that you are either delusional or have lost your grip on what's really going on. You might want to read Project 2025 and Trump's Agenda 47. There's a lot of really scary shit in there. Your dad thought Joe McCarthy was dangerous. Because of you and your anti-vax bullshit, allowing comebacks of measles and tuberculosis, because nobody can get vaccinated, right? You don't like vaccines. In 2023, there was 10,000 new cases of tuberculosis in the United States of America. These outbreaks are because of you. And I say that with a lot of thought. I do. I say that because you are cashing in on the family name. You spout false truths about vaccines, and all they hear is vaccinations are bad, and a Kennedy said so. But you're the only Kennedy that's saying so. Your family name is so respected. So in turn, people think if a Kennedy says vaccines are bad, then I'm not giving that to my kid. I'm not putting that in my body. You are using, as Kellyanne used to say, alternative facts. I didn't actually say Biden is a bigger threat to democracy. I said, you could argue that he could be. No. That bell's rung. Can't unring it. You have made an ass of yourself, sir, globally. You changed party affiliations because nobody would accept your bullshit. Then you became an independent and you picked Nicole Shanahan for your vice president. How much time in politics has she got? But she is the ex-wife of the co-founder of Google, Sergey Brin. She is a longtime Democrat donor, an avid surfer, and got a softball scholarship, and she's a lawyer experienced in AI in Silicon Valley. That's right. Oh, and she's really, really rich. Just saying. Not like Trump selling himself to the highest bidder. No. He's running on both Biden's and Bernie Sanders' campaign promises. Mr. Kennedy wants a $15 minimum wage. Who else said that? Free childcare programs and cheaper housing. Who's working on that just as I'm saying this right now? And has proposed cuts to the military. Ooh. And wants to bar corporate bailouts. And targeting Big Pharma. I mean, all those talks about seniors now getting $35 insulin and capping their prescriptions at $2,000 a year. I think that's already been done. Check. He wants policing policies. You mean like safer streets and getting the police more help with mental health calls and having somebody qualified to handle them? Yeah. Check. Joe Biden's done it. He wants to reduce student debt, just like Joe Biden did. But Joe Biden is eliminating debt for those that definitely won't be paying them off before they're 65. We had this chat before. He wants to get, he wants to get aid to the Ukrainian people by helping them defend their country. Then he says, I support finding a diplomatic solution to bring peace to Ukraine. While bringing home U.S. resources, he questions whether current American efforts in a war-torn country like Ukraine serve to help Ukrainians or use the country's people as a pawn to weaken Putin. Are you feckin' kidding me? That's ridiculous. His healthcare agenda. He needs to step back on this one, I think, because he's an anti-vaxxer but wants to lower chronic disease in children and would not be elected and wouldn't want to be elected if he's not significantly reduced childhood diseases. Well, that's not going to be a problem, apparently, because it doesn't look like you're making it on most of the ballots in the country, and you need some delegates. Just saying. So, got to step it up there. And children aren't just, the diseases aren't just going to go away without vaccines. They're coming back a lot. And immigration wants to do everything in the bipartisan bill. Check, already done. And the rest of Biden's wish list is his. So why isn't he just going away and just vote Democrat and get it over with? He wants to work with other countries to stem the tides. Oh, you mean like Kamala Harris has been doing since 2021? Just like that? Yeah, they've already set up places for people to go and get their travel arrangements done and their immigration papers done in their home countries. Just saying. He wants to increase border agencies to handle asylum cases and have humane solutions. You mean just like Joe Biden did? Yeah. Just like what's in that bipartisan bill. Another check. Done, Robert. It's done. You don't need to campaign on it anymore. And abortion, this is so convoluted and crazy. He says he's for it up to 3 months. Then walk that back, I guess when he's seen the tides turning, like Kansas City on the voted it and everything else, and said, no, we want abortions. We need abortions. It's women's health care, and it's important. Excuse me. He turns around and then he says he supports a woman's right to choose. And now says he does not support legislation banning abortions. And then he did another pivot. And he said the government shouldn't be telling people what to do with their own bodies. And it should be left up to the woman during the first 3 months of pregnancy. So, is he banning them or no? I guess it just depends on which way the wind's going with that guy and what he can get away with without people saying that's not true. You said this. But there was a little girl at one of the Haley rallies, and she was asking a question. And she said that my dad said you're a flip-flop. Well, RFK isn't just a flip-flop. He's a whole friggin' case of flip-flops. Just saying. Anyway, Naughty Nana loves you. That's my deal for today. I love you. Take care of you. If it can't be good to you, can't be good to anybody else. Love y'all. If you're new, hit the subscribe. If you like your family and friends, share it. And if you don't, really share it. Just saying. Naughty Nana loves you.